Hi guys, welcome back to the course on Mastering Polite Conversations. This course is presented by me, Palak Sharma, your educator for English at Unacademy. So till now in this course, we have done a lot of stuff. And before we start further, you can have a look at a few things about me on the slide. I'm an economics honors student at Sophia College. I am also a mixture of Keynes and Shakespeare because I love English and economics equally. Also, I am a global youth ambassador and a poet at heart and content developer. If you like the course, the lesson, then do rate, review, recommend, and share it with your friends, with your family, and some educational forums where you find this suitable enough. Also, you can share it on your social media handles like Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp. And if you like my courses, you can follow me on Unacademy. This is my link. This is me. So, till now, we are all aware that we have done the 6 principles of politeness, and we are now at a situation where we know the 3 golden rules and the 6 principles of politeness. Before we start more into the detailing of the topic of mastering the polite conversation, we right now need a kind of break from the mundane routine that we are doing. So, till now, we have done all the preaching, but we are lacking the practical stuff. In this lesson, we are basically looking at 5 normal situations, 5 tips which we can use, and that's not actually tips, 5 kind of polite gestures, 5 kind of polite phrases which are very much common and which we need to use in our daily conversations to mark our place as a very polite and amicable person. So, before we start again reading those 5 phrases and those common expressions, we should first read a quotation by Mary Wilson Little. She says that politeness is half good manners and half good lying. So not every person who we see as a polite person is a very genuine person, or not every person who seems polite is a gem at heart. This is not always the case, because sometimes people hide themselves, the reality in themselves, behind the facade of politeness. So in that case, all you have to do is be a good mannered person. You might be lying something, you might be not speaking the truth, but still in that case you are being polite. So just avoid saying ruthless things which seem false. Sometimes that happens, right? Sometimes the truth is always very bad, and that's what we say, that truth is bitter. But still, it's always good to use a half lie if you want to be polite, if you want to be cordial, and you do not want to lose relationships. Of course, not in the case where you are into a very close relationship, but in distant relationships, it's completely fine if you lie halfly, because in that case, you would be upholding the relationship still, which is more important than that truth. So, of course, keep on being that good mannered person, despite if you have to lie half, but it's just completely fine, because in that case, you will be upholding a relationship, which are more important. So, we'll today start with the first kind of common phrase which you can say. The first common phrase, the use comes when you are being helped by someone. So, in that case, this is Rohan and this is Anjali. So, Rohan has received a kind of help from Anjali. Rohan was in a kind of situation where he was lacking the notes for tomorrow's examination. So Anjali offered him her notes, and for this, Rohan says, "Thank you for your help." So Anjali says, "You're welcome." Now, this is a very common phrase. Of course, we all know it. We have done it already. But you need to remember this. You need to remember that saying thank you is a very important part of your polite conversation. It helps in building up your rapport as a very polite person, as a very cordial person. So, if you keep on using the phrase thank you for your help, thanks for your help, then you're actually maintaining a kind of cordial relationship with every other person. Then the reply to thanks for your help, if somebody says that to you, then a very polite response should be you are welcome. So that's the first kind of common phrase that we have learned. The next common phrase is happy birthday, there's a little something for you. Yeah, here's a little something for you. So in that case, you have to say that, like, suppose it is her birthday, okay? It's her birthday, it's Anjali's birthday today. So Rahul bought a gift for her. Rohan bought a gift for her. So she says, oh, you shouldn't have gone to all that trouble. So now by this, she means that it's okay if he bought that gift for her, but it was not necessary. So she cannot just grab the gift and say thank you, or yeah, give it to me, give that gift to me. She shouldn't say that. If she's a polite person, she has to show that it was fine, even if Rohan didn't bring the gift. So she was fine by it, even if the gift was not brought. And that's why she has to say, oh, you shouldn't have gone to all that trouble, because this thing would have troubled Rohan, according to her. And even if it didn't trouble Rohan, then still it's her moral duty to say this. It comes under the section of politeness that you say, oh, you shouldn't have gone to all that trouble. So this is the correct response when somebody does something for you in a polite manner, in a common phrase. You can say, you shouldn't have gone to all that trouble. The next kind of sentence, I mean, this next kind of phrase which we have for the commonest polite conversation is, I'll get the bill. If somebody says that they'll do something for you, then you have to say, that's very kind of you. So probably they've gone out for some dinner, and Rohan says that I'll go and get the bill. So that time Anjali responded with a very nice and polite phrase, and she said, that's very kind of you. So in this case, we can see that whenever someone does something for you, whenever they are doing something good for you and you are like putting less effort, then you can say that's very kind of you, because that person is being nice to you. That person, he's being kind to you. So you can always use this phrase and say, that's very kind of you. The next type of conversation, the next type of common phrase that you can use while sounding polite is when someone says, like when someone invites you to a party, you can simply say, thanks for having me. So in that case, you are thanking that person for inviting you and making you a part of their gathering. In any case, whatever be the case, maybe someone has organized a conference and they've invited you as a guest speaker. So you can always say, thanks for having me over there. So in return to, if somebody says this to you, say like, thanks for having me, then you can say, my pleasure. So I'm giving you both the sides of the coin. If you are in this side, you can always use this kind of word, this kind of phrase, and if you are on the next side, on the other side, then you can always use these kind of phrases. So it's important that you know how to converse in normal, common situations, day-to-day situations, and you know a very polite answer to them. Because politeness is not only justified when you are like in a great conversation with someone, but in every smallest day-to-day gesture, you can show politeness. And by showing politeness, you are increasing your reputation, you are increasing your rapport, and you're actually making people fond of you. Being polite, there's a lot of fan following that you're going to get, both in your workplace, both in your family. You're going to get it. Okay, so in this case, you are making yourself a very a person who has a lot of fan following, for whom many people can do anything. So you are making yourself such person. So of course you need to pay heed to every small conversation you come across in your daily life, and for that you need to have these common phrases on your tips. Then again, if somebody goes and comes to you and says, can I take your seat, can I take a bucket, can I take a fruit, then all you have to say is, go ahead, be my guest. So in this case, you are inviting them to just come and do that thing. You are not minding them doing that thing. So you have to use this phrase saying, go ahead and be my guest. In that case, you are very easy with them coming and being a part of your gathering, maybe being a part of your plate, or being a part of your kitchen or anything. So if they want anything from you, you can always use this phrase and say, go ahead, be my guest. So these were the 5 commonest phrases which you can use in your daily conversations, and this will mark you as a polite person in people's heart and mind. So just remember that whenever you are conversing the next time with any individual, or you're conversing at any family gathering or any educational meeting or any official meeting, you need to use these phrases as many times as possible, because in this case you will be building a kind of reputation with your people around you, and you are going to get a lot of fan following, and people will be really fond of you if you are a polite person in meeting in general. So this is pretty much everything for today. Thank you and have a nice day. Do rate, review, recommend, and share this lesson. Goodbye.